Hey guys, and welcome to Arden Sports, and here I am with my Week 7 NFL season predictions. Sorry if I still sound a little congested. I told you guys last week I've been sick, so it's kind of in the final stages now. The competition's getting close. It's getting very close. I am only up by 4 games to Johnny Talk Sports, and then Z Diamond and your boy Hobo are only a few games behind Johnny, tied for third. So it's getting close. Need to step my game up a little bit. Probably not the week to have a couple upsets, but I think I have 2 or 3 upsets. So we'll see how this goes. Starting tonight, we have the Broncos at 2-4. We have the Cardinals at 1-5. Broncos are 0-2 on the road, and the Cardinals are 0-3 at home. Neither team impressing anybody at all this season. They're at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Denver is favored in the matchup, not by much, but ever so slightly. I, however, am going to give this one to the Arizona Cardinals. That's the first upset. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans. We have the LA Chargers in Wembley Stadium. So you know what that means. England. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really like the England games. They're for some reason, I don't know what it is, but they're fun for me to watch. I don't know what it is. I just like them. So again, Titans and Chargers. So the road and home stats kind of go away because both teams are technically on the road. I do like the matchup in this as far as the quarterbacks go. Phillip Rivers and Marcus Mariota. Mariota, what was it? He was sacked 11 times and only had 10 completions. Something along the, or interceptions and completions. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was sacks and completions. Anyway, so Mariota's coming off a really rough week. Really rough week. I am going to give this matchup to the LA Chargers. Next up, 1 o'clock on CBS, we have the New England Patriots. We have the Chicago Bears. Da Bears. But no, Patriots are actually 0-2 away, and the Bears are 2-0 at home. New England is favored in the matchup. Khalil Mack, up until last week, has basically more or less obliterated every quarterback he's faced. Tannehill didn't even want to play against him last week, and quite frankly, I don't blame him. I mean, I know that's not the real reason, but it's kind of funny. Anyway, the Bears, however, still have yet to win a game against Brock Osweiler. Osweiler played for the Dolphins last week, got the job done for the most part. The Dolphins did end up winning, so you can give them that much. I am going to be giving this game, though, to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Next up, we have the Bills. We have the Colts. Nate Peterman surprised the world and threw a touchdown pass. Josh Allen has already been ruled out, so expect to see a lot of A.J. McCarron and Nate Peterman. More than likely, Peterman will be starting. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to be taking Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. Next up, 1 o'clock on Fox, we have the Detroit Lions. We have the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are home, Hard Rock Stadium. Lions are actually favored in this one. However, with that being said, the Lions are looking okay this season, while the Dolphins are actually looking surprisingly decent. The Dolphins are undefeated at home, and the Lions are another team that have not won on the road yet this season. However, I think that ends this week, and I am taking the Detroit Lions against the Miami Dolphins. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. We have the New York Jets. Now, the Jets, between the Jets and the Bills, those two teams are probably the most back-and-forth teams in the whole NFL. One week they go and shut out a team 44-0, and the next week they end up losing 22-0. And then the next week they go and win 36-7, and then the next week they lose, 25-3. Like, you cannot rely on them to be consistent, whether it's consistently winning or consistently losing. You just cannot be consistent, and you cannot rely on them whatsoever. With all that being said, Kirk Cousins is doing pretty well so far. He has 12 touchdown passes already to start the season, which is very good. You know what? it shouldn't be this much of a thought process like it is, but I am going to be giving this game to the Minnesota Vikings on the road at MetLife Stadium. Next up, 1 o'clock on Fox, we have the Carolina Panthers. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz is finally looking like his old self, looking like his 2017 self. Neither team is really impressing this year. Eagles are kind of on that hangover of the Super Bowl. They're currently sitting at 500, and the Panthers are sitting at 3-2. In my opinion, would probably be 500 had they not had the bye week. Basically, I'm saying if you shift their schedule 1 week up. So with that being said, I'm looking at all the players to watch and stuff, and most of them are pointing towards Philly. Philly is favored by a lot. I do not like the Panthers in the slightest, but completely unbiased, I am still going to take Carson Wentz, even though Jay Ajayi is more than likely done for the year, if not already done for the year. I still like the Eagles game much better than I like the Panthers. Eagles, I feel like, have the better matchup, other than the fact that they're at home. I feel like Carson Wentz will be able to get a lot more done than Cam Newton, so I will be taking the Philadelphia Eagles. Next up, again, 1 o'clock on Fox, we have the Cleveland Browns. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield caught a nice pass last week. Last week. They are in Tampa. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I guess, is going to be getting the start. They said that he's favored to watch. They said that he's a player to watch, so something tells me that Fitzpatrick is getting the start this week. I don't know if Winston's hurt again. I kind of stopped following the Buccaneers after week 3. So I will, however, be taking the Browns in this matchup. I feel like even though that they had a rather lackluster performance last week, I feel like they'll get back on it, get the job done, and I think they'll come away with a rather narrow win this week. So I'm going to take the Browns over the Buccaneers. Next up, 1 o'clock on CBS, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field, rather. Jacksonville has been doing okay this year. They're, I believe, 3-3, while the Texans have won surprisingly 2 games in a row and are also 3-3. The Texans are 1-2 away. The Jaguars are 2-1 at home. Blake Bortles, holy shit, and Deshaun Watson are 2 of the more, how do I want to put this, mediocre quarterbacks in the league. As of right now, they have the potential to be great. But as of right now, and maybe it's because they don't have the necessary weapons around them, LeBron James, neither team is really doing all that well. I will, however, be taking the Jacksonville Jaguars just because I feel like that they will be able to get out to an early lead, and Houston will just be unable to catch up. Next up at 4:05 on Fox, we have the New Orleans Saints going up against the Baltimore Ravens. They're at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Saints coming off the bye week. The week before, Drew Brees broke the passing record, and he is now in first place all time. So, with that being said, Drew Brees and the Saints are very well rested. Michael Thomas looking good, ready to go. The whole team is looking nice, and let's hope that for my sake and for a couple of my friends' sake, they can get the job done against the Baltimore Ravens. You know what? I'm going to give it to them. Both teams are undefeated in their scenario, meaning that the Saints are 2-0 on the road. Ravens are 2-0 at home. Both teams have 4 wins. The Saints have 1 loss, and the Ravens have 2. I do like the Saints in this matchup, so I will be giving this game to the New Orleans Saints. Next up, 4:25. Not much to say on this game. We have the LA Rams. We have the San Francisco 49ers at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. That is the stadium for the San Francisco 49ers, for those of you who do not know. Not much to say on this. Rams win over the 49ers. Next up, we have the Dallas Cowboys. We have the Washington Redskins. This is another game for me of basically picking the lesser of 2 evils. I hate both teams with a passion. I think Dak Prescott's a pile of garbage. I think Alex Smith is an overrated quarterback. I don't have much on this game really, other than the fact that if I have to pick a team, and I do, I'm going to take the lesser of two evils here and take the Washington Redskins. I feel like Alex Smith has more weapons around him than Dak Prescott. Because really, your only true weapon other than Prescott for the Cowboys is Zeke Elliott. And even that, he's another overrated one. So with that being said, I will be taking the Redskins over the Cowboys. Next up, 8:20 on NBC, we have the Cincinnati Bengals coming up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs' second straight week on Sunday Night Football. Last week, they lost in a very close game to the New England Patriots in Gillette Stadium. This time they are back at Arrowhead in Kansas City. The Cincinnati Bengals have been doing very well this season. The Chiefs have been doing even better. Pat Mahomes already has, 18 touchdowns on the season. Coming up on 2,000 yards, will more than likely hit or surpass 2,000 yards this game. Doing very well for a rookie, or what I consider a rookie. I don't know that I don't think they're considering him a rookie. I don't know how they do it. But with that being said, I will be taking the Kansas City Chiefs, looking for a bit of redemption against the Cincinnati Bengals. Redemption against the Patriots, but taking it out on the Cincinnati Bengals. Chiefs over Bengals. Next up, 8:15 on ESPN, we have the New York Giants facing off against the Atlanta Falcons. They are in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Matt Ryan, Saquon Barkley, Julio Jones, your three players to look out for in this game. Matt Ryan already has 14 touchdowns on the season. Saquon Barkley has 4 rushing touchdowns, 84 carries for 438 yards. And Julio Jones, he doesn't have a touchdown yet. Let's think about that for a minute. Julio Jones, arguably the best player on the Atlanta Falcons. Also probably one of the more overrated, but still one of the best on the Atlanta Falcons. Doesn't have a touchdown. Worst defense, best player doesn't have a touchdown. Worst defense, best player doesn't have a touchdown. Yet you're 2-4. How are you winning? Oh wait, you're not really. However, with all this being said, my next upset, I am taking the New York Giants to defeat the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football by a very narrow margin. I don't think it's going to be more than 7 points. So that is how I think that Week 7 is going to go. And we have the Packers, Raiders, Steelers, and Seahawks all on a bye this week. So 14 games. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. It is the #1 way to help a channel. And really super quick, before I go, let me read you guys my picks one last time. I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the Chargers, the Patriots, the Colts, the Lions, the Vikings, Eagles, Browns, Jaguars, Saints, Rams, Redskins, Chiefs, and Giants. All right, guys, that is going to be it for me. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace. I'm out.